Well, we use the old adage, no need to get stressed, and more often than not, guess what? We're not even following our own advice. In fact, studies suggest there is way too much stress going around, and it does affect your health, both mentally and physically. According to the Anxiety Disorders Association of America, 43% of adults suffer adverse stress health effects. And this morning here on The Balancing Act, we're pleased to be joined by Dr. Cheryl Price, here to tell us what we can do about stress in our lives. Good morning, Dr. Price.
Good morning.
I have a lot of stress. I have a lot of things going on in my life, but I know that not all stress is the same. Could you give us the definition of stress?
Okay, my definition of stress is the stress happens when change happens. And also we become stressed when things happen in our life that we cannot control.
I understand. But the bottom line is that stress really can wreak havoc on your health, right?
You're absolutely correct.
Tell me about that.
Well, basically, like going from the minimum, stress can cause headaches. Stress can cause, tension. Stress can cause stomach problems. Stress can actually cause weight issues. And then to the extreme, we have the stroke, we have heart disease, and even some stresses are related to cancer.
Wow.
Yes.
And the other thing I do know is even in my own life, I know that men and women handle stress very differently. I think that men tend to kind of more internalize, where women, we're a little bit more outward with it when we're facing a stressful situation. Why is that? Why is there such a difference?
Well, basically, nature has gifted women with an additional way to handle stress. You mentioned that men do internalize, but women actually have what's called tend and befriend response.
Tend and befriend.
Yes.
Okay.
And what we do is when we are stressed, then we seek the company of other women.
Ah, that's true.
Yes, to comfort us, to talk about it, to network, just to help us to get rid of that stress and to just get some kind of relief. So that's kind of what women do. If you know, we just like to get together and
call
just
you
talk.
Up and be like, listen, you will not believe what happened today. And you do. You feel better about that.
You feel a lot better, yes.
What I want to get into now are the different ways that we can manage our stress. And I know that there are a lot of people out there who rely on medication, and there's nothing, we don't want to say there's anything wrong with that. But at the same time, sometimes where there's medication, there can be problems. I know you take a more holistic approach to dealing with stress to avoid some of these potential pitfalls. Can you tell me about that?
Well, basically dealing holistically, we deal with the mind, body, spirit aspect of your lifestyle. And when we deal with that, if you're having problems with your finances, we will look at your mind, how your mind is affecting your finances, how your body is affected by, how your spirit is affected by, and even your heart, how your heart or your emotions are affected by, say, your problem with your finances. And then when we do that, we're trying to really bring balance in all areas of your life. So when we're dealing holistically, we're dealing with balance. We're trying to get the body to a point of homeostasis, and that's a point where the body heals itself naturally.
Now, one of the other things you talk about is good stress and bad stress, and to me, stress is stress.
Yes.
But can you give me some examples?
Sure.
Okay.
Good stress. Anything that makes you feel happy, motivated, inspired, exhilarated. My nephew says, whatever makes your heart sing.
It's like my children.
Yes, your children, falling in love, when you got married, those type of things are good stress. And bad stress is anything that's the opposite to that, anything that makes you sad or depressed.
Very interesting. Such good advice. But I know you're involved, in helping others through your website and also through certain events. Do you have anything coming up that we should know about?
Yes, I actually do. February 26th, 2011, I'm having an event. It's called Yes You Can Distress in a Day. And I'm going to have different experts to come in to talk about your finances, to talk about all of lifestyle issues, relationships, talk about our spirituality. So we're just going to get together on that day and talk about how we can distress, just to give a starting point to where people can understand how they can begin to de-stress.
Oh, fantastic. Well, thank you so much for sharing it with us here on the show this morning. And if anybody out there wants to know more about holistic stress management, simply go to Dr. Price's website. It is relaxyourstress.com, so go check it out. Thanks so much, Dr. Price. I have to tell you, I feel less stressed already.